we can go ahead and get started with some opening comments from Coach.
That was a really good college basketball game tonight. Two teams competed awfully hard. I'm really proud of our group. Give Wisconsin a ton of credit. I think Iverson likes seeing orange and blue. He's played great in all three games or 4 games, I guess, that we faced them now. And he was very, very tough. Brad hit some tough shots for them down the stretch, and yet I felt really good. I felt our kids fought. They made a play down the stretch. Reavers made the offensive tip, and we forced them into what I thought was a really, really poor shot at the end of the game, and then they get an offensive rebound, but proud of our guys, and it was a great night. I thought Aaron Jordan gave us tremendous play, along with DeMonte and Andres. Both those guys leading us in rebounding in a night that it was very, very tough for us to rebound.
Got microphones on each side. You can flag one down if you have a question.
Apart from just rebounds, DeMonte, his hands were in a lot of places that won't necessarily show up on the stat sheet.
That's what he does. That's what DeMonte does. DeMonte does everything that doesn't show up in a stat sheet. And defensively, he's versatile. He's athletic. He was chasing balls tonight. He was effective offensively, and again, in the night that it was not the best shooting night for our two guards, for Trent and Io, and yet Aaron, Dre, DeMonte, all those guys impacted the game in a big way.
It's a second straight game where you were really able to limit Ethan Happ. I mean, couldn't even play him at the end. Just how much, though, did Davis and Iverson, just the other guys around him, step up?
Well, that's why they're one of the top teams in the country. There's no doubt about that. They're a lot more than Ethan Happ, and I think we're the one team that's a little bit different in Big Ten play, and we're going to pick you up and get after you earlier. And Ethan, maybe he doesn't get to his spots as easy. I don't know. I know the other guys did an unbelievable job of picking him up and making his night livable because they won. And 6 points is we feel good about that. But again, it was a team effort, and those guys did a great job.
Zach, back right.
Did Ethan's absence in the last few minutes change your game plan at all? Would you handle that differently?
No. I mean, I think that's you think about every situation, and we'd forced them, I think, to play a little smaller, and late in the game we tried to keep the ball out of Davidson and Trice's hands and make other guys make a play in the last 3 or 4 possessions, and it worked until the offensive rebound. But whether Ethan was in or not didn't impact that at all.
We're here more.
Coach, watching your team, I had a chance to watch your team in Maui and then kind of seeing them here. Georgie is clearly a player that causes problems. Can you talk a little bit about his maturity and even on this run, how just having him on the court, having him available and not foul trouble, what it means to your team?
Well, I think he's going to be a really good player for the next 3 years. I think that there's, I think it's just natural maturation. He came over here and averaged 9 points a game on his high school team, and has been put into a situation where he's on the stage to have to perform, and early. It was such a new experience, and emotionally, just getting Georgie at a level playing field was sometimes challenging. But he had a challenging night for him in terms of 5 turnovers. But again, his presence is something we miss. Everybody wants to look at the offensive end. What he's done defensively in 2 nights and against Ethan Happ has been the thing that I've been most impressed with. He is such a smart player and great feet, and he's a really, really tough kid.
Right here in front.
Thursday, so you were able to maybe kind of grind out a game where the offense wasn't maybe clicking as well as it had been, what was maybe a difference tonight where maybe they played more into Wisconsin's type of game?
Well, find a team that gets out of Wisconsin's pace, and I'll find you somebody that's must be really, really talented. It's easier said than done. They're well schooled. There's 30 years of history here in terms of playing that way, and that culture's ingrained. And they're going to be patient. They're going to do what they do. And then, I thought we missed some opportunities in our middle ball screen package in the first half to get the ball inside on some rolls. We had the stretch, I think we took 4, 5, 6 threes in a row. And it's hard to push pace with them, and you got to get stops and defensive rebound, and that was part of the problem tonight.
You mentioned off shooting night for Io and Trent. Was that something Wisconsin did, or something that they weren't able to get to? What do you attribute that to?
Just one of those nights. Just one of those nights, and I think it's they're really good. Let's give them their credit. They're a team that's experienced and we have good players, and they made things difficult. They put Iverson on Io. He wasn't just very good on the offensive end of the glass. He was very good on the defensive end. And, it's a big, strong body and really good athlete. And then Trent goes down in the second half and didn't quite have the same pop in his game.
Brett, time for two more in the back.
Brett back here in the back. About halfway through the second half there, it seemed like they took momentum. What does it say about your guys? And you were able to fight back. I feel like a couple of weeks ago, maybe that wouldn't have been the case.
Yeah, I think we've been doing that of late. I think it's a team that's bonding. They're close. We talk a lot about attitude. We talk a lot about when you're on the road. There's nobody here. There was, I don't know, what was the attendance, 15,000, 16,000, whatever it was against us, and it's just us against the world, and we can't make excuses. We can't fight amongst ourselves. That's showing maturity, and then with that, we've been able to make some plays, and with that comes some confidence. So we've grown a great deal.
Coach, you come in winning 4 in a row, in this one till the end. How much has the expectation to win grown in your program since you took it over, and what's that locker room like right now?
Well, the expectation's never been anything but win. But we never go to practice to lose. But I think there's being realistic, and I think there's they feel like they've arrived, and I mean that in the standpoint that they can beat anybody. Maybe that's what our non-league schedule did. Help prepare us for that. It didn't give us we might have 16 or 17 or 18 wins had we played the cupcake schedule that, some teams play. We haven't. Played the number 2 schedule in the country. So maybe that's given us some confidence to beat Wisconsin on their home court, or beat Michigan State, or whoever it is. So I think we have arrived, and I think we've proven that, and I believe in these guys 100%. I know one thing, I sure as a heck wouldn't want to play Illinois.
Last question for Coach.
Coach, how impressed are you with Alan Griffin's emergence again tonight with 5 points, and then also great hustle defensively too?
Well, Alan's been really good in practice. He deserves the minutes he's getting. He's a guy that his natural instincts are very, very good. He's struggled shooting it, so I was really happy to see him get one down tonight, and he's gaining confidence, and he's a talented offensive player. And he makes plays because of his length and his athleticism defensively, and he's got a better understanding. But he's got a long way. We haven't seen the top with him yet. We're not even close there. That's a talented young man. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.